All right, Jojo, me and you, mate, throwing down. Big fight in October coming up. Make sure you're getting ready. Make sure you're prepared. There's going to be drama one way or another. You know I bring the heat. Wish you all the best. Let's go.
Usyk's name's been thrown around so many times, but now that's just not relevant at this time.
This is your Usyk now.
Yeah, this is the Usyk. Like, you don't get this right, there's no point talking about Usyk, right? So Fabio Wardley is the Usyk for me now.
He's in red hot form. But then again, you know, you've got Fabio Wardley, you just can't deny him, you can't write him off because at any time, you know, he's dangerous.
See what side he's really on, because if not, there's going to be some kicking off. There's going to be some words, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll support the local boy.
Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley have reached a boiling point. The trash talk has spilled out, the tension is heavy, and fight fans can feel the electricity as these two heavyweights get ready to collide. Parker warns that there are levels in boxing, while Wardley insists this is the defining moment of his career. Both men are convinced the other is standing in the way of destiny, and the O2 Arena on October 25th is set to witness something unforgettable.
I'm not going to go into this fight and back off.
Do you believe you knock out Fabio Wardley?
I can. I have the power to do so.
I doubt through the 12 rounds there's going to be a moment where he doesn't get clipped by me and doesn't hit the floor.
Wardley believes this fight will not go the distance. He sees Parker as his toughest test yet, but at the same time, he feels sharper and more motivated than ever. He admitted that he has always been ambitious, always driven, but this challenge has raised the stakes. To him, this isn't just another night in the ring. There's more risk, more reward, and more to prove.
Wilder, Zhang Bakoli, in just over 12 months, can you think of a bit of a run in heavyweight boxing history to put those three away in about a year? There wouldn't be many better runs.
You're a prop up here. You know, you had to call in the big guns, Spence and Uncle Frank, to get Parker to the top level.
I think my career stands on its own against yours, brother.
Let's see.
All you can do is beat the men in front of you. I think it was the specific wording that I had a slight chuckle with, that David Higgins said. I think it was the best heavyweight run in history was maybe the
one of the best. Those names would be
semantic.
Justice Honey.
Parker is coming in as the more experienced man, but Wardley refuses to view that as a reason to hold back. Instead, he sees it as a chance to prove he belongs at the very top of the heavyweight division. His journey has been fast and dramatic. From a white-collar background to holding the WBA interim belt, his career has been about constant movement forward. Every fight has been a step up, and this time is no different. He admitted Parker is another level, but said he's ready to take the leap.
All right, Jojo, me and you, mate, throwing down. Big fight in October coming up. Make sure you're getting ready. Make sure you're prepared. There's going to be drama one way or another. You know I bring the heat. Wish you all the best. Let's go.
Wardley's record of 19-0-1, with 18 of those wins by knockout, tells the story of one of the most dangerous punchers in the game. His performances show why he can never be counted out. Against Fraser Clark, he had to fight tooth and nail for a draw, only to come back and finish Clark in one round in their rematch. Against Justice Honey, he was behind on the scorecards and looked like he was about to lose, but then produced one of the best knockout punches of the year. Those experiences, Wardley says, prove his ability to adjust, improve, and finish fights when it matters most.
Joseph Parker will fight Fabio Wardley. I think the date is October 25th, O2 Arena. Massive fight for Fabio Wardley. Fighting a guy that I consider a top 3 heavyweight. So and look, it could be the number 2. He could be the number 2. Number 1's Usyk. There's this debate between Caballero and Parker. It could be Joseph Parker in what will be a sold-out O2 Arena. It might be for a vacant title. I think we're still trying to find out what Usyk does, so it could be for a world title. This is enormous, especially considering the life and death Fabio just had against Justice Honey, where he just landed that one quitter hitter in the last, what was it, the last round of that fight? So to go from there, like, the East trajectory is incredible.
He gives Parker full respect, acknowledging not only his career achievements, but also his comeback from a difficult midpoint where he seemed to lose his way. Wardley respects that Parker has rebuilt himself and returned even stronger, but respect has a limit. Once the bell rings, Parker becomes the enemy. For the next 8 weeks, Wardley's only focus is making sure he gets the job done.
What do we think of Parker versus Wardley? Excellent fight in terms of Wardley. Now Wardley got out of jail in his last one.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is it a good fight? Is it the right fight for Fabio?
Well, I think Joe Parker wins it. I think
Does that make it the right fight for Fabio?
the guy that he
Well,
just
it's the
fought
right
was
opportunity. It's all about opportunity. You have to say it is the right fight, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I think
For Fabio?
so. Absolutely. Look, they're both at the top of the tree.
At the same time, Wardley insists this fight doesn't need fake drama or manufactured storylines to sell itself. Both men are proven entertainers, and both bring action. Their past fights have shown exactly that, and when they meet, fireworks are guaranteed. Parker, meanwhile, is in the form of his life. After being written off by many following his 2018 loss to Anthony Joshua, he has come back with statement wins over dangerous opponents. He outpointed Deontay Wilder, shut down the power of Jile Zhang, and blasted through Martin Bacol in just 2 rounds. Under coach Andy Lee, Parker has found a second wind in his career, looking sharper, hungrier, and more dangerous than ever before.
When I say the fight, Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley, what does that mean to you?
You know, when I hear the fight, when I hear that it's been locked in, Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley, it gives me excitement.
Excitement. Big fight, big night, big occasion. All the things I look forward to, all the things I love in this sport.
You know, I've been wanting to fight since my last fight as soon as possible. And now that we have a fight locked in, I'm looking forward to it. I've been in New Zealand for 5-6 months, just building away and enjoying my time back home with the family. Still putting in work, but now we have a fight locked in. We're here in Ireland and we're zoned in.
What have you made of Joe's career? You must have been watching from afar.
For Parker, this is not just another fight either. With Alexander Usyk holding the belts and the WBO ordering a mandatory, Parker knows victory here will push him closer to the undisputed crown. He could have waited for Usyk to make his next move, but instead he chose to stay active and take on a high-risk, high-reward opponent like Wardley. That decision has won him respect across the boxing world.
Usyk's name's been thrown around so many times, but now that's just not relevant at this time.
This is your Usyk
Yeah, this is the Usyk. Like, you don't get this right, there's no point talking about Usyk, right? So Fabio Wardley is the Usyk for me now. I want to be champion again. I want to be 2-time world champion, unified, undisputed. And he's in my way.
Wardley himself admitted Parker didn't need to take this fight, but by doing so, he has shown real courage. Yet Wardley insists that courage won't save Parker. He believes his power, his finishing ability, and his improvements in training under Ben Davison will see him through. He even said Parker is tough enough to get up if he's dropped, but when hurt, Wardley is confident he can finish the job.
Yeah, you know, you look at the people that Parker's been in with, he's very experienced and he's a great fighter. You know, going into this fight, in terms of form, they're both in really good form. But you got to say on performances, Joseph Parker's pulled out some great performances against, you know, your likes of Zhang, Deontay Wilder, Martin Bacol. He's in red hot form. But then again, you know, you've got Fabio Wardley, you just can't deny him, you can't write him off because at any time, you know, he's dangerous.
At the same time, Wardley doesn't want to be seen as just a one-punch knockout artist. While that right hand is his most dangerous weapon, he insists he has more tools in his arsenal. He wants to show that in this fight. His timing, his ring IQ, his ability to adapt, but admits that if the opportunity comes to end things with one shot, he won't hesitate. A win is a win.
I mean, we've all spoken about the size for a long time, haven't we?
Yeah.
And that could be a weakness, but he seems to find a way around it and uses his strengths with his speed, his agility, and his boxing brain. So, for me, he's just the best of the generation by far, and he even goes into the list of, you know, probably the top 5 best heavyweights of all time, I believe. So, no, I believe he's leaps and bounds above everyone. But listen, this is heavyweight boxing, and you're always just one punch away.
Yeah. Obviously, you've been in with Fabio Wardley on a couple of occasions. What are his biggest qualities?
Well, you don't need me to tell you nothing more than he can punch very hard. You know, you only have to ask my face.
Of course, Parker has already proven he can neutralize big punchers. Against Wilder, he stayed calm, showed patience, and shut down the American's devastating right hand. Against Zhang, he proved he could take heavy shots and still come out on top. Parker knows how to survive, recover, and win at the highest level. That's why he is confident Wardley doesn't have the experience to handle him.
Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley.
What a fight that's going to be. It's a cracker of a fight. But the winner of that fights Mr. Usyk.
How do you expect this to sell at the O2?
Out.
A knockout.
A knockout, and it will sell out A knockout before a sellout.
Parker believes his journey, his battles, and his knowledge of the sport give him the edge. He openly stated that boxing has levels, and in his mind, Wardley hasn't reached his. Parker thrives on pressure, enjoys the fire of big fights, and insists that facing someone like him is very different from anyone Wardley has fought before.
I'm gonna have to have a word.
So,
I'm gonna have to have a word.
it's Joe Parker with Ed Sheeran.
I think he's better friends with me than with Fabio Wardley.
I thought he was your mate. Who's he going to be supporting?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to speak to him. I'll have to speak to him and find out and see what side he's really on. Because if not, there's going to be some kicking off. There's going to be some words, but we'll see. Hopefully, we'll support the local boy.
Countrymen always support their own, you know. And as much as I have a lot of support here in England, and a lot of people do, I'll have a lot of support, you know, come fight night. But I think you guys always back your own.
Yeah,
and,
but he might like your music videos.
He might, but I'm not from here.
The stakes couldn't be higher. A win for Parker puts him right in line for Usyk, but a win for Wardley could change everything. The Brit sees this as his defining moment, the fight that proves he belongs at the very top. Beating Parker, the #2 heavyweight in the world, would silence all doubts and erase any question marks about his career. He has already proven he can come back from behind, that he can win ugly or spectacularly, and now he wants to prove he can do it on the biggest stage.
6 weeks in, I don't want to be back here again. It's going to be all on. Big crowd, good buzz. Get out of the way, mate. How dare he? How dare he walk in front of me when I'm speaking?
Eddie Hearn, who has promoted both fighters, gave his perspective too. He admitted Wardley deserves a massive amount of credit for his rise, coming from no amateur background and climbing the ranks to face a former world champion.
Well, I think we can all agree in this room that that wasn't the best Bacoli. But that's not a slight on Joseph Parker at all. To look, all you can do is beat the men in front of you. I think it was the specific wording that I had a slight chuckle with, that David Egan said. I think it was the best heavyweight run in history was maybe the
one of the best. Those names would be
semantics.
Justice Honey, Zhang, Justice Honey, Wilder, Justice Honey, Bacoli.
That's not the point of the question though. The point was that you said it's the best run in history, and that was just an area.
I didn't say the best run in history. I said it would stack up as one of the best runs in history, and it would.
Semantics again, no problem. It's fine, no bother. But
Hearn noted Wardley was being beaten by Hooney before scoring that knockout, but stressed you can't call it luck when someone has the power to end a fight in one punch. Still, he acknowledged this is a huge step up. He said, "We all know the story is a bit boring now about the white-collar background and no amateur experience, but he has gone through the ranks. People say he was lucky against Justice Hooney, but I don't think you can ever be lucky when you knock someone out, but he was getting well beaten and was 4 or 5 minutes away from losing a lopsided decision. Now, all eyes are on October 25th at London's O2 Arena. Parker brings the experience, the form, and the momentum. Wardley brings hunger, power, and belief. Both men see this as a must-win, career-defining fight. For Parker, victory secures his long-awaited shot at the belts. For Wardley, victory proves he belongs among the very best in the world.
like I say, I'm not taking anything away from Parker and those wins, because all you can do is beat the men in front of you, and they are good fighters with good resumes and good records, and they pose threats. But I'm not.
One man will leave the O2 with his hand raised and a path to Usyk clear in front of him. The other will leave with questions about what went wrong. Until then, the words are flying, the tension is building, and the boxing world is waiting for the collision that promises fireworks.
After the Joshua loss and then straight into another loss with Dillian Whyte, then you start, am I good enough to be in the sport, or am I good enough to, to compete at the best level, at the top level? Then the Joe Joyce fight, even though I lost that fight, the belief never faded or never disappeared. The belief was, I can be the best, but I need to find something different. But see, all of these stages in my career and the journey just makes it that much more sweeter now. Like up, down, up, and now it's continuing to go up.
The stage is set. Parker versus Wardley is more than just a fight. It's a battle for the future of the heavyweight division. Who do you think takes it? Drop your predictions in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Ring Rivalry for all the latest Fight Week drama, press conference fireworks, and full post-fight breakdowns.